The channel This Job Is Yours invites you to discover the 20 most popular questions and answers for a job interview for the role of business analyst. Enjoy. Don't forget to click link button and subscribe our channel for more.
Can you explain your experience with business analysis? I have X years of experience in business analysis, during which I have been involved in various projects across industries. My role typically involves gathering and analyzing requirements, identifying business needs, and proposing solutions to address them. I am proficient in techniques such as stakeholder interviews, SWOT analysis, and requirements elicitation methods to understand business processes and challenges effectively. My analytical skills and attention to detail have enabled me to identify opportunities for process improvement and drive strategic initiatives that align with organizational goals. What methodologies and techniques do you use for business analysis? I am proficient in various business analysis methodologies and techniques, including but not limited to Agile, Waterfall, and Lean Six Sigma. Depending on the project requirements and organizational context, I adapt my approach to suit the needs of stakeholders and project teams. I utilize techniques such as stakeholder analysis, SWOT analysis, user story mapping, and process modeling to gather and prioritize requirements, identify risks, and define project scope. Additionally, I employ tools such as use case diagrams, flowcharts, and data models to document and communicate requirements effectively. My goal is to ensure that project objectives are clearly defined and deliverables meet stakeholder expectations while maximizing value and minimizing risks. How do you ensure that project requirements are well defined and understood by all stakeholders? Ensuring clear and comprehensive requirements is essential for project success, and I employ various techniques to achieve this goal. I start by engaging stakeholders early in the project lifecycle through interviews, workshops, and focus groups to elicit their needs and expectations. I use visual aids such as wireframes, prototypes, and mock-ups to illustrate proposed solutions and gather feedback iteratively. Additionally, I document requirements using structured formats such as user stories, use cases, and business process diagrams to ensure clarity and completeness. Throughout the project, I maintain open communication channels with stakeholders, providing regular updates and seeking clarification on requirements as needed. By fostering a collaborative environment and soliciting input from all stakeholders, I ensure that project requirements are well defined and understood by everyone involved. How do you prioritize requirements in a project with competing priorities? Prioritizing requirements in a project with competing priorities requires a systematic approach and collaboration with stakeholders. I start by conducting a thorough analysis of requirements, considering factors such as business value, feasibility, and dependencies. I engage stakeholders in prioritization exercises such as Moscow analysis, Kano analysis, and value versus effort matrix to identify and rank requirements based on their importance and impact on project objectives. I also consider feedback from subject matter experts, technical constraints, and market dynamics when making prioritization decisions. Throughout the project lifecycle, I regularly reassess and reprioritize requirements based on changing business needs and project constraints to ensure that resources are allocated effectively and project goals are achieved. How do you ensure that project scope remains manageable and aligned with business objectives? Managing project scope and ensuring alignment with business objectives is essential for delivering successful outcomes. I employ techniques such as scope validation and verification, change control processes, and regular scope reviews to prevent scope creep and maintain focus on key deliverables. I collaborate closely with stakeholders to establish clear project goals and expectations, documenting scope in detail, and obtaining sign-off to ensure agreement on project scope and deliverables. Throughout the project lifecycle, I monitor scope changes closely, assessing their impact on project objectives, timeline, and budget, and implementing appropriate controls to manage scope changes effectively. By maintaining a proactive approach to scope management and fostering open communication with stakeholders, I ensure that project scope remains manageable and aligned with business objectives throughout the project. Can you discuss your experience with requirements elicitation and documentation? As a business analysis specialist, I have extensive experience with requirements elicitation and documentation. I use various techniques such as interviews, workshops, surveys, and observations to gather requirements from stakeholders effectively. I document requirements using structured formats such as user stories, use cases, and business process models, ensuring clarity, completeness, and traceability. I also facilitate requirement reviews and walkthroughs with stakeholders to validate requirements and obtain consensus on scope and priorities. Throughout the project lifecycle, I manage requirements changes proactively, ensuring that they are documented, communicated, and approved by stakeholders to maintain alignment with project objectives. How do you ensure that the proposed solutions address the underlying business needs effectively? Ensuring that proposed solutions address underlying business needs effectively requires a deep understanding of business processes and stakeholder requirements. I start by conducting thorough analysis of business processes, identifying pain points, inefficiencies, and opportunities for improvement. I collaborate closely with stakeholders to define clear objectives and success criteria for proposed solutions, ensuring alignment with strategic business goals. I also conduct feasibility studies, cost-benefit analysis, and risk assessments to evaluate different solution options and recommend the most viable approach. Throughout the project lifecycle, I engage stakeholders in solution design and validation activities to ensure that proposed solutions meet their needs and expectations. Can you provide examples of your experience with stakeholder management? Stakeholder management is a critical aspect of business analysis, and I have extensive experience in this area. In my previous roles, I've worked closely with stakeholders from various departments and levels of the organization to gather requirements, provide updates, and obtain feedback on project deliverables. I communicate regularly with stakeholders through meetings, presentations, and written reports, ensuring that their concerns are addressed and expectations are managed effectively. I also anticipate potential conflicts and proactively resolve them to maintain positive relationships and keep projects on track. Overall, my approach to stakeholder management is collaborative, transparent, and focused on building trust and alignment among all parties involved. How do you handle conflicting requirements from different stakeholders? Handling conflicting requirements from different stakeholders requires diplomacy, negotiation, and a focus on finding win-win solutions. I start by listening to each stakeholder's perspective and understanding their underlying needs and concerns. I facilitate open discussions and seek common ground, emphasizing the shared goals and objectives of the project. If necessary, I escalate unresolved conflicts to higher management or governance bodies for resolution, ensuring that decisions are made based on the best interests of the organization. Throughout the process, I maintain transparency and open communication with stakeholders, keeping them informed of progress and decisions made. How do you ensure that proposed solutions are technically feasible and aligned with IT capabilities? Ensuring that proposed solutions are technically feasible and aligned with IT capabilities requires collaboration between business and IT stakeholders. I work closely with IT teams to assess the technical feasibility of proposed solutions, considering factors such as existing systems, infrastructure, and integration requirements. I conduct technical assessments, feasibility studies, and proof-of-concept prototypes to validate solution options and identify any technical constraints or risks. I also engage IT teams early in the project lifecycle to provide input and guidance on solution design and implementation, ensuring that proposed solutions are aligned with IT architecture and standards. By fostering collaboration between business and IT stakeholders, I ensure that proposed solutions are not only feasible, but also scalable, maintainable, and aligned with organizational IT capabilities. How do you ensure that project deliverables meet quality standards and stakeholder expectations? Ensuring that project deliverables meet quality standards and stakeholder expectations requires a proactive approach to quality assurance and stakeholder engagement. I start by defining clear acceptance criteria and quality metrics for project deliverables, ensuring that they align with stakeholder expectations and project objectives. I conduct regular reviews and inspections of deliverables with stakeholders to gather feedback and identify any issues or concerns early in the process. I also implement quality assurance processes and tools to monitor and track the quality of deliverables throughout the project lifecycle, making adjustments as needed to ensure that quality standards are met. By maintaining open communication and collaboration with stakeholders and prioritizing quality at every stage of the project, I ensure that project deliverables meet or exceed stakeholder expectations. Can you discuss your experience with business process improvement initiatives? Business process improvement initiatives are a core aspect of my role as a business analysis specialist, and I have extensive experience in this area. I work closely with stakeholders to identify process inefficiencies, bottlenecks, and pain points, conducting root cause analysis, and proposing solutions for improvement. I utilize techniques such as process modeling, value stream mapping, and benchmarking to analyze current processes and identify opportunities for optimization. I collaborate with stakeholders to implement process improvements, measuring and monitoring key performance indicators to track the impact of changes and ensure sustained improvements over time. Through my experience with business process improvement initiatives, I have successfully helped organizations streamline operations, reduce costs, and enhance customer satisfaction. How do you ensure that project timelines and milestones are met? Ensuring that project timelines and milestones are met requires effective planning, coordination, and monitoring throughout the project lifecycle. I start by developing a detailed project plan with clearly defined tasks, dependencies, and deadlines, ensuring that resources are allocated effectively and risks are identified and mitigated. I conduct regular progress reviews and status updates with project teams and stakeholders to track progress against plan and identify any deviations or issues that need to be addressed. If necessary, I adjust timelines and resource allocations to keep the project on track and ensure that milestones are met. By maintaining a proactive approach to project management and communication, I ensure that projects are delivered on time and within budget. How do you handle project risks and issues? Handling project risks and issues requires proactive identification, assessment, and mitigation throughout the project lifecycle. I start by conducting a thorough risk assessment at the outset of the project, identifying potential risks and their potential impact on project objectives. I work with stakeholders to develop risk mitigation strategies and contingency plans to address identified risks effectively. Throughout the project, I monitor and track risks closely, implementing risk response actions as needed and communicating updates to stakeholders in a timely manner. I also maintain a risk register to document and track all identified risks and their status, ensuring that they are managed effectively to minimize their impact on project outcomes. Can you discuss your experience with data analysis and reporting? Data analysis and reporting are essential skills for a business analysis specialist, and I have extensive experience in this area. I use techniques such as data modeling, statistical analysis, and visualization tools to analyze and interpret data effectively. I collaborate with stakeholders to define reporting requirements and design dashboards and reports that provide actionable insights and support decision-making. I also conduct trend analysis and forecasting to identify patterns and opportunities for improvement, helping organizations make informed strategic decisions. Through my experience with data analysis and reporting, I have helped organizations optimize processes, improve performance, and achieve their business objectives. How do you ensure compliance with regulatory requirements and industry standards? Ensuring compliance with regulatory requirements and industry standards is a priority in my role as a business analysis specialist. I stay informed about relevant regulations and standards applicable to the industries in which I work, conducting regular reviews and updates to ensure compliance. I collaborate with legal and compliance teams to interpret and apply regulatory requirements to project deliverables, ensuring that solutions are designed and implemented in accordance with applicable laws and regulations. I also conduct risk assessments and audits to identify areas of non-compliance and implement corrective actions to address them proactively. By prioritizing compliance throughout the project lifecycle, I ensure that organizations mitigate legal and reputational risks and maintain trust with stakeholders and customers. How do you measure the success of a business analysis initiative? Measuring the success of a business analysis initiative requires defining clear objectives and key performance indicators, KPIs, at the outset of the project. I work closely with stakeholders to establish measurable goals and success criteria that align with business objectives. Throughout the project lifecycle, I track and monitor KPIs such as project timelines, budget adherence, stakeholder satisfaction, and business impact to assess the effectiveness of the initiative. I also conduct post-implementation reviews and lessons learned sessions to capture feedback and identify areas for improvement, ensuring continuous learning and improvement in future projects. By measuring and evaluating the success of business analysis initiatives against predefined metrics and objectives, I ensure that organizations derive maximum value from their investments in technology and process improvement. How do you stay updated with the latest trends and developments in business analysis? Staying updated with the latest trends and developments in business analysis is essential for professional growth and staying competitive in the field. I actively participate in industry forums, conferences, and networking events to stay informed about emerging trends, best practices, and new technologies in business analysis. I also engage in continuous learning through online courses, workshops, and professional certifications to enhance my skills and knowledge in areas such as agile, data analytics, and process improvement. Additionally, I subscribe to relevant publications, blogs, and newsletters to stay abreast of industry news and thought leadership. By investing in continuous learning and staying connected with the broader business analysis community, I ensure that I remain up to date with the latest trends and developments in the field. Can you discuss your experience with software tools and technologies used in business analysis? Software tools and technologies play a critical role in supporting business analysis activities, and I have experience with a variety of tools and platforms commonly used in the field. I am proficient in requirements management tools such as IBM Rational Doors, Atlassian Jira, and Microsoft Azure DevOps, which I use to capture, organize, and track project requirements effectively. I also have experience with visualization and modeling tools such as Microsoft Visio, Lucidchart, and Enterprise Architect for documenting business processes, data flows, and system architectures. Additionally, I have experience with data analysis and reporting tools such as Microsoft Excel, Tableau, and Power BI for analyzing and visualizing data to support decision-making. By leveraging the right tools and technologies for each project, I ensure that business analysis activities are conducted efficiently and effectively, delivering value to stakeholders and driving project success. How do you handle feedback and incorporate it into your work? Handling feedback effectively is essential for continuous improvement and professional growth. I welcome feedback from stakeholders and project team members, actively seeking input on my work and soliciting suggestions for improvement. I listen attentively to feedback, asking clarifying questions and seeking to understand the underlying reasons or concerns behind it. I then evaluate the feedback objectively, identifying opportunities for improvement and incorporating actionable suggestions into my work. Additionally, I reflect on past experiences and lessons learned, applying insights gained to future projects and refining my approach over time. By embracing feedback as a valuable learning opportunity and incorporating it into my work, I strive to deliver high-quality results and exceed stakeholder expectations.
Would you like to receive the script of all the discussed questions in a Word document? Leave a like, click the subscribe button, and in the comment section, provide your email address to which we will send our top 20 Q&A. Did you enjoy the video? Share your opinion in the comments. Would you like us to prepare 20 Q&A for another job position? No problem. Let us know in the comments, and we'll do our best to prepare it as soon as possible. Thank you, and feel free to check out other Q&A on our channel.